Whoever appeals to the law against his fellow man is either a fool or a coward. Whoever cannot take care of himself without that law is both. For a wounded man shall say to his assailant, if I live, I will kill you. If I
get
die,
pumped up real quick. Got a little tunes going on. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kick it off right this week, man. Man, what's up, Mr. Aaron Withrow? Thanks for joining us, brother. How are you doing today, man?
All day, every day. Glad to be here, Jeff.
So thanks for jumping in. Our counterparts tonight are one's, I don't know, flying around somewhere. The other one's taking care of business. There's my man, Casey Ashmore, sitting in a – Casey, can you hear the rock and roll, baby?
I can hear it, man. I can hear it.
Yeah, that's how you finish a Wednesday right here.
Hey, man.
Oh, man. Where you at, Casey?
Man, I'm sitting in an airport. I'm at Dallas Love Field.
Oof.
You're in Love Field?
I'm at Love Field. I probably should be wearing a mask, but I don't know where the hell it is. Hold on. Here we go. You know, because that's what's going to keep everybody safe. Just so you know.
Hey, man, here we are on Winning Wednesdays over here. Everybody's got a lot going on today, but we're starting a little bit later than we usually do. But, hey, you know what? It doesn't matter that we're starting late because we're still doing it, right? Consistency breeds credibility. We got our boy Aaron Withrow over here, and Casey's the Honorable Mr. Ashmore coming to us from Love Field over there. So, hey, so – Casey, tell us where you're going, man, because I know you probably don't got much time, but I appreciate you joining us on the road.
No, man, thanks for sending the link. So, look, man, I'm going down to Miami, Florida, to Miami, Florida, actually Aventura. Miami's, you know, like Dallas, man. It swallowed up about 30, 40 little towns. Aventura is a little town like Rockwall. Hold on there. Whatever they're saying back there. So
Yeah.
what we're going down to train on is how to maximize your message on multiple stages.
Okay.
So this is something we're directly doing for the Patriot Business Alliance to bring it back to y'all, right? It's real things we're investing in, as in real things like money. We are investing in future training, and I'm not talking about like this was like $500 and a plane ticket. This is real money, right? Thousands of dollars. And it's worth it because what we're trying to do and what we are going to do is turn the North Texas Patriot and business community upside down by actually providing real valuable training, the most important training they can get on sales, scaling, growing, and developing processes so that everybody can do what they wish to do, right? We can push everybody harder, faster, quicker. I mean, don't you want to get to $1 billion faster, right? How many people have you met in your life that have said, if I just would have known what I knew, you know, what I know now at 68, if I'd have known that at 48, how that would have moved the needle in my life, right? And I know, Jeff, you're like, I'll never be 68, but you know, one day, motherfucker, you will be.
Man, I'm getting there. I feel 68 today, bro. I had it's been a hell of a week, but hey, we're all good. So, hey, why don't you take back and because it's kind of scratchy there. Your audio's a little scratchy, whatever you got going on, and I know you got some stuff in the background. Plus, we got your boss lady on hold over here. We're gonna bring her in just a moment, but. Enjoy your trip, safe flight. We're going to be talking about, are you a conversation starter or a follower tonight? And then we're going to bring in the prez of Lone Star Casa so she can kind of let us know what's up and some things that we're doing to support them as well. So, Casey, enjoy your trip, brother, and let us know how it goes. And if the family needs anything while you're gone, we're a phone call away.
Thank you, brother. We'll see y'all. Godspeed.
Love you, buddy.
All right, be cool. All right, man. Let's bring in the Purple ESQ, Miss Jennifer Ashmore. How are you, ma'am?
Good. How are you guys?
Hey, we're doing good. We're kind of throwing this one together tonight. I'll be transparent, completely honest with you. You know, we had some things going on that were what we call structured chaos, business, life, kids, family. You know what I mean? So
that's how I live. I get it.
I love it. Well, I love that we have you on the show here this evening. why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about who you are and what you do?
Well, my name is Jennifer Ashmore. I am married to the other bearded guy that you guys normally see, Casey Ashmore. I am an
There's so many
attorney.
great beards.
There's so many great beards. It's hard to pick, but
We're talking Chewbacca beard, real curly and tight, and
This has a lot-
that guy. I know that guy.
you just wanted to make the sound. So we have our law practice in Rockwall. I practice law with Casey. We have 2 boys. So I balance my time between being a lawyer, being a mom, and I've taken up running. So those are 3 things I'm real passionate about and I've been working on.
You've been killing it too with the runs. I've seen your Facebook posts, and you're putting some miles on them feet, girl.
I am working on it. I've got a great running coach, so she's super motivating.
Hey, there's my little man. How's that arm feeling, buddy?
Okay.
Let's see that battle wound. There we
Nice.
go.
Got a first broken bone.
You know how we fix that, Matt? We drink water and we change our socks.
Okay.
I can get you some Motrin.
Yeah. But hey, the one good thing is you still have the knife hand, right? You have the knife hand. Let's see it. Oh, you can do it with a cast too.
There it is.
So Jennifer, tell us a little bit about the Lone Star Casa and what your role is this year with those guys.
Absolutely. So for those who don't know, very briefly, Lone Star Casa, we have volunteers that represent hold on, you hop off just for a second, okay? That represent the foster kids in Kaufman and Rockwall County. And so they are the voice of these children in the court system. They will visit with the biological family, the caregivers, the teachers, the doctors, everybody. They have an opportunity to interview, and then they will come to the court and present what they think are the best interests of that child. So they're amazing people. They have no dog in the fight. They're simply there because they love kids and they want to help these children. And they do not get paid to do this. That's what the most amazing part of our volunteers are, is they do this because it feels good to them and it's important to them. So I can't say enough about these. Last year and this year, I am the board president. And so it's been a challenging year with COVID, and we've had to what's the word I'm looking for?
Revamp.
Yeah, we had to revamp and find different and creative ways to get our mission out there. Our mission is more important than ever because these kids are home and they are not being seen at school. And so we don't know necessarily how they are living. So we are expecting, as COVID kind of starts to go to the back burner and our kids are getting back out into the school systems, that we're going to have more of a need for our volunteers because we are expecting an influx of kids this year and next year as teachers are laying eyes on them and doctors are laying eyes on them.
Yeah, it's tough when you have such a process in place that allows you to have that constant contact with them, and then you can't. You're kind of in the dark on really what's going on. And as far as that's concerned, I'm scrolling across right now the bottom of our screen here, the website for Lone Star Casa.
Yes.
I'll tell you right now, from the Patriot Business Alliance perspective and even the Rockwall Veterans Business Alliance perspective, we have fully supported CASA in every way that we possibly can. So even the smallest of donations, whether it be monetary or backpacks or when we do the coat drives, or even most important is your time. For the events that come up, we always need people to show up and help out and do whatever we can. So take a look at Lone Star CASA's website there. I will tell you, next week at the Rockwall Veterans Business Alliance meeting on May 12th, that is going to be our CASA backpack drive, because obviously the inclement weather from last weekend kind of screwed up a little bit of those details, but whatever. Come out. It's at the, what's it? What is it?
It's at the roundabout. It's at the roundabout.
I always want to call it the Londoner. Yeah. So
It's the roundabout.
5 o'clock to 6 o'clock will be the RVBA meeting backpack drive. And then we're going to be doing something pretty crazy from the A&A studio, which is the Ashmore and Ashmore Law Firm office across the street, is we're going to set up the PBA live there and invite businesses to come over and join us for a 5-minute spotlight. So
Love it.
come dump a backpack or 10 or 50 or $20 or $40 gift cards from like Visa or Target or all that. Come join it and support. I can tell you, and I'm telling you right now, and I can say this for Jennifer, we would love your support in any fashion. So that is awesome, man. I'm so glad you are on the show with us tonight. Do you have some time to kind of shop with us for a little bit?
I do. Hey, and I've got 2 more CASA events just to plug if y'all don't
Spit
mind.
them out, yeah.
So
Plug 'em.
May 16th is the car show. And last year we didn't get to go all out like we normally do. So swing by and check out the car show. A lot of great cars, a lot of great motorcycles. And then we also have our clay
Where is
shoot
that going to be?
May 16th. That is going to be at the Harbor. Hold on.
Okay.
I may be lying to you. I think it's
Hold on. Back it up.
Is it the Harbor or is it the
Clay
courthouse?
shoot. There will be no clay shoot at the Harbor.
Wait, you said car show. That messed
Yeah,
it
yeah,
up.
I'm just going to
Hard
scroll this
check.
across the bottom. So
You said clay shoot. I just want to make sure for the viewers at large, there is no clay shoot at the Harbor. As badass as that would be.
All many games until we start shooting clays at the Harbor.
and then when
God,
is
please would
the,
be
when is
good.
the, when is the
Everybody
clay
else.
shoot?
The clay
September?
shoot is August 28th.
August 28th.
August 28th. And we are looking for shooters. So if that is something you like to do, you let us know. We'll get you all hooked up.
What's that place called again? The Texas Gun Club now?
I think that's the new name of it. Aaron, is that the new name of it now?
Gun Club, don't be a dick.
What do you mean?
You know it's Texas Gun Club, Jeff.
Anyway, so I'm going to scroll that across the bottom while we're talking this evening. So I brought my man Aaron on tonight because he is what we call the mouth of the South, and we love him for it. It's the best. He loves it. Can see the smile. But anyways, here's what we're going to be talking about tonight, Jen and Aaron, is are you a conversation starter or a follower? So I was doing a little bit of research this evening, and, I was like, you know what are some things that break the ice? And I have a handful of questions here, and I just kind of want to ping pong those back to you. When you're in a room and you're networking, and a lot of folks are getting back to the networking thing where we're in person and we're starting to actually be people again, which is, hey, there's Mrs. Withrow,
Hi, guys.
the queen herself. So now that we're actually back in person and when we're doing some things that we're used to be doing, maybe some folks have kind of become timid a little. Some of us are timid. Some of us are type A's. Some of us are just stand in the corner and observe. So I got a few topics here. We can break the ice with talking about business, negotiations, job interviews, because let's face it, the economy is doing really well and people are looking to hire other people, right? What do we think about leadership? That's another thing we can talk about. Here's a cool one that I liked was business presentations, like what makes a good presentation and some things like that. Meetings. We all love meetings, right? My boy Casey always says he likes to do his meetings standing up, some things like that. So we got some questions there. So let me start out because I put about 15 or 16 of these down. What can a business do to succeed? That's a tough one because there's a lot involved with that, right? What do you think, Aaron?
Say the question again.
What can businesses do to succeed?
Oh, that's like the most easy yet complicated question in the history of ever.
Might as well start it off with the hard ones, right?
Jesus, dude. So first of all, we're gonna go down with the basics. You've said it a couple of times. You've helped me in some personal worlds. It's setting a good foundation.
Yeah.
There can't be anything better than a foundation. The fuck it, let's go live guys. They have a statistical chance of failing. It's just there.
Yeah.
Hey, kudos to you though. Have nothing wrong with that. Raise your hand if you've done the fuck it, let's go live.
We're doing it tonight.
Yeah. Right? But we've got a good foundation. You've built a great foundation. You've built a good platform to get started from. But, look at me, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, probably right when you first met me, Jeff. I was doing 10 things. I was not passionate about any of them except the gun business.
Mm-hmm.
But the gun business had zero foundation behind it.
Yeah.
It had zero market analysis, had zero business plan. It did not have a logistical background like we talked about a week ago, less than a week ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, foundation.
What do you think, Mrs. Ashmore?
I think a successful business comes on two things. One is the people in the business.
Okay.
Having a solid team.
Agreed.
And one thing Casey and I have learned the hard way is that you gotta let go of the people that aren't the best for your business.
Yeah.
And you gotta let them go fast. And that we've not always been good about that. And that's something we've gotten a lot better. So the strength of the business to me always comes down to the people that are helping you run it. I mean, it's not just me, it's not just KC. We have a whole team of people that are amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You do.
And the continuing to get up to bat to swing. I mean, no matter how hard the day is, no matter how many outs you have, the next day you get up, you get back to bat, and you keep on swinging, and you keep on swinging.
Yeah.
I think those two things are important in terms of what makes a business successful.
I think that's a really good foundation, like Aaron was saying, because, you know, you want to be slow to hire and fast to fire, right?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't take but one person in your business to be that spark that sets the wildfire. You know, coming from a project manager background, managing, I can't even count how many guys over the last 15 or 20 years. You know, you always have that core group that really is like, let's just get the job done. Let's do, you know, go above and beyond. And then you have that one, like we always say, that cliche, there's always one, right?
Bad apple.
And it only takes one, because the one guy that has the bad apple, or, you know, the girl, whoever it is, you know, the team itself starts going, well, why do I have to care so much if he doesn't care and he's still getting promoted or raises or kudos, you know? So, yeah, I love that, because we've talked on this show for months and months and months about how we as leaders actually work for our teams. That's a good leadership mindset.
I like that.
And
I really like
it's amazing you say that. That's what Amy said on the Facebook Live leadership.
Yeah, I mean, if you have that mindset as a leader, that's success to me in itself, because your team, it will represent throughout your team, right? They're going to see the fact that, okay, this guy really, really does work for me. Like, everybody knows I just hired my first employee. He's almost at 8 months, 7, 8 months, something like that. And that's been a foundation of our relationship, is that, look, we work together. Like, I may be the owner of the company or whatever, but hey, we're only as good as both of us are. So the better you learn, the more you pick up, the faster you fail and learn, then, you know, that's the kind of stuff. So I love that your mindset is all about the team, because that's why you guys are successful right now. I mean, I remember when you guys got that building over there in downtown, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's like 4 of you guys there. And now I get like the monthly phone call. Hey, we need more network hits. Hey, we need more phones. We need more desks. I mean, that's a beautiful thing. You know, I've seen you guys flourish there, and I'm so proud of you guys. So let's talk about negotiations real quick. So what are some good negotiation tactics? Because we always said it, no matter what we do, we're all in sales.
Yes.
So what are some good negotiation tactics?
Ooh.
I think genuineness.
Okay.
Like, if I can tell that the other person is BSing me or just being a hard ass, then I'll just, you know, I either shut down or I'll match it. I'll match that attitude, and we'll never get anywhere. So I'm a big fan on being genuine and being upfront. So if this is my best offer, you can bet your ass it's my best offer. I'm not coming back off of it. So I think that just being upfront and being genuine.
Yeah, I think transparency kind of follows that, kind of right there with genuine. I think the more transparent you are, in my opinion, at least in my business, the more I gain the trust.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's some people do proposals a lot differently than I do. And I've been doing proposals for so long that I'm okay to give someone a proposal with every number outlined, because I'm educated enough to go back and be transparent with my dollars and cents. Because when they ask me why this, why that, I can say, okay, well, you know, the last 18 years I've been doing this, that's why you have these prices. You know what I mean? So genuineness, transparency. What do you think, Aaron? What are some good negotiation tactics?
Kind of taking away my thunder there, but yeah, being your authentic you. Let's just face it, roofers suck. It's a terrible industry.
It's
Never
a tough
thought
industry.
I'd be in this industry. Never thought I'd be working for Doc and with Doc and get into something and be so fired and passionate about being genuine with our customers. Like that is my whole pitch. People are like, wow, you do really well as a roofer. I'm like, I really didn't change my personality to become a roofer.
Yeah.
I think the world was looking for genuine roofers, people that aren't going to BS you, that can have a little bit of personality, but I get to meet my authentic me. And that's kind of what I got from Jen. Like,
You know, that's funny because I stopped by the other day I had a few minutes to kill before I had to go pick the double pup up from school, and I saw Withrow's truck, so I stopped in. And I literally maybe said 5 words to him because he was literally bang, 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 phone call, phone call, phone call. But it was cool because I was able to step back and reflect, and I actually got to see him in his little world, right? And I just saw Aaron being Aaron with his clients. And a few days later, we talked, and it was like, man, I really enjoyed kind of watching you talk to your clients because you see a lot of people that sugarcoat the world. That's just how the world kind of operates nowadays. So to have that genuine me selling my genuine product to you, like Tina said it best, people want experts without the BS or arrogance. You know, there's a fine line of being arrogant. What do you think about that, Jennifer?
Absolutely, especially in our industry.
Yeah.
I'm going to interrupt real quick. That woman is pretty smart. This Tina Withrow.
Don't
Intelligent.
look, man, you're gonna ruin her good comment. You're gonna ruin her good comment by telling everybody you're her son. So just shut it up.
Okay, so that's me.
You better show Tina some love this weekend. It's Mother's Day.
So what's the fine line
I'm going to go ahead and give the Mother's Day shout out. Everything that I've got as a conversationalist, as a relationship builder, as my authentic me, comes from my mom's. That is the person. And I'm going to talk about it later because when you're talking about conversation starters, the queen bee, nobody's ever beat her. I used to get so frustrated waiting in the gas station, sitting in the car, waiting for my mom to come out. Maybe this is finally the story of where mom goes for a pack of smokes and she never comes back. But no, she walks out of the gas station with a new best friend.
Yeah.
And I took that into my adult life 100%. I can walk into any room and make a new best friend.
Yeah.
And it's not fake. That's when we're talking about these. So I want to come back to that later when we start talking about
sure. We'll definitely come back to that.
Yeah.
So tell me what you think.
All praise to my mom.
Is the fine line between arrogance and confidence in your product?
Wow.
That's a tough one, huh?
I come back to the word if you're genuine.
Yeah.
Like if you're confident in what you know, like the areas of law I practice in, I'm confident in it. I'll tell you how I see it. I'll tell you how I think it's going to go down. If you don't, and taking your ego out. So if you don't agree with me, or if you find an attorney that tells you something you want to hear, best of luck to you. I know that I have presented to you the best case, the best evidence, the best options. And I'm not going to let my ego interfere with you don't agree with me. And I think that's where maybe some of that arrogance comes in when you get your ego bruised because a client doesn't agree with you, or a client found an attorney that's told them what they want to hear, or gave them a cheaper price.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, quick, fast, and cheap don't all go together. I can promise you that.
For anything.
Some of our favorite phrases. If you think a roof is expensive, please call me after you've had somebody badly do your roof.
You know, I think I'm in a situation where I'm one of the youngest business owners in our alliance, and I think a lot of people know that. But I'm hard pressed to find too many people that outwork me. You know what I mean? And that's something I can be confident in saying. But I'm at a point in my business where my value is my time, and if people don't respect that value in that time, then I have no problem saying we maybe can't do business together because I've seen so many businesses I've only worked for 2 other businesses before I started mine, but I've seen so many people waste time on being genuine with a client for that client to then turn around and shop your prices or be a snake in the grass and use somebody else. And it's frustrating. I had a conversation with a colleague the other day about it. And I just had to say, look, man, you have to understand you're not going to win them all, right? Number one, you're not going to win them all. And not all money's good money, and not all clients are my client. And you have to find that path that you're going down, and you have to be true to that path, because the moment you start deviating and getting out of your lane is where you're going to start losing profits, losing time, and losing people, which is a big deal, right?
Do you find that that's hard, especially as you develop your business and you mature in your business? Because when you first start, you want to gobble up all the clients that you can get, right? Mm-hmm. And then you come to a point where you're like, okay, I don't practice that area of the law, or this is not a good personality fit. And so it's exciting to get to the point where you start turning work away. And at the same time, it's still a little nerve wracking.
It is. Yeah.
Like, you think I should still do this. So is that something that you deal with as you move in your business? Absolutely.
I deal with it on a weekly basis because I've grown the business organically. So I get my phone. I'm blessed to say this, right? My phone rings, my emails go off, my text messages. I get people calling me without having to put a lot of money into my marketing. But I get a lot of these, not a lot. I get a certain percentage of opportunities is what I call them, that come and say, hey, we need A, B, C, and D done, and we want it done tomorrow.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
okay, well, number one, that's difficult for any business in this day and time because of the way supplies are, the cost of supplies, lack of employees. You know, you can't hire anybody because they want to sit on unemployment, but that's another story. But yes, to answer your question, I deal with it on a daily basis, to be honest with you. And there's people that call me from outside of my service range, Sulphur Springs, McKinney, Plano, Frisco, and I have to tell them I would love to help you out, but if I start overextending myself as a small business, who really suffers? I can probably hustle and make it, right? I can probably make it work, but who's going to suffer? It's going to be Jennifer Ashmore when she calls me and says, my entire internet's down. My law firm isn't working right now. Can you come by real quick? You know what? I'm in Sulphur Springs. I can't do it. I can be there next Monday. Does that work for you?
No, you would get daggers when you showed up, and I'd call Mrs. Skinner.
Right? Exactly. So I stayed local in Rockwall County intentionally because I've been doing this for 20 years. The last company I worked with, we did jobs from Key West to Kauai, Hawaii. You want to talk about overextending yourself, right? So yes, I do deal with it and I do turn away people. And the most fun ones to turn away are the ones that are assholes. Let's just be honest, right? Yeah. I have no problem firing a client that's completely an asshole to me and expects everything for nothing and wants it done yesterday. No, sorry, call Best Buy, homeboy, because that's not me. So it's tough to work with, but it's scary. But it's also at a stage where I'm like, you know what? I'm blessed to be busy. I'm blessed to have a pipeline I could show you my board with 20 jobs on it right now. I'm happy where I'm at. So it's tough though. You know, you're like, that one TV install could be could turn into something, but then it could also be the nightmare client. You never know. You dealt with any nightmare clients? Throwing names there?
Stories about the nightmare client.
I bet you can. All right, let me see here. I'm going to flip through a couple more of these. So we've talked a lot about leaders. Let's talk about business presentations because we all do it, right? When we get proposals or, the law firm takes a case or Aaron does a walkthrough to inspect a roof. Do you have to give any presentations at work? And if so, what are they for? Let me, for those just joining us right now, what we're doing is asking questions that are icebreakers. If you're in a room and you want to talk to people and learn more about them, these are some of the questions. So do you give presentations at work? And if so, what are they about?
So let me jump in on this real quick. Let's clarify. When we're talking about giving a business presentation, that goes a long way. Are we talking about we've made the initial relationship, the icebreaker's been done? Hey, Jen, I'd really love to come by your law office and just take a look at your roof. Let's say it's bad. Well, now I'm in the mode where I'm going to lay it out for her. Or are we talking about hey, Jeff, how are we doing? We kind of went back and forth for about 5 minutes. My business presentation is the 30-second. How do I show you value in 30 seconds?
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Anytime you meet someone new, you're presenting yourself and your brand.
Damn right.
Every single time, right? So that could go from the first handshake, hey, I'm Jeff Skinner, or that could go to, hey, we've talked for 2 weeks. Now let me present you this proposal that covers your scope of work that you've requested. So really, I mean, so here's another one. What makes a bad presentation, in your opinion?
Oh, being completely ill-prepared.
Yeah.
Dressed inappropriately or not put together. Maybe as a female, I don't know if you guys are this way. As a female, I will nitpick and I will look at the presentation, the outfit, the attire.
Mm-hmm.
Are your nails done? Is how detailed I can become. And Diana will tell you this, that I do not like if your nails aren't done. If you show up in my office with chipped nails, you lose value in my mind. I don't know what the problem is, but so to me, you just lose credibility if you look not put together, not prepared. If you've cut corners. I went to a presentation and somebody, instead of buying index cards, had cut up paper.
Ooh.
And
it cringe.
It just bothers me. It just bothers me. you don't have to spend a lot of money. I'm not that person, but what you got to take care of and make it look good. That's my thing.
I agree with that because I have this saying that success is in the details. And I've been telling my son that since he could even understand the English language, right? And it'll click one day. I'm just hoping it will. But I'm with you. Everybody knows me. I'm a t-shirt and jeans kind of guy. Even if I show up to a nice place and I'm wearing a jacket, I feel weird. It's not my style or whatever.
You're still put together.
Yeah, but what I'm hearing from you is you're saying the same thing, that the success is in the details, because that's really where we win and lose, right? And professionalism, like Amy just said, it goes a long ways. It really shows that you care. That's what I see.
I agree. Yeah.
What about you? What makes a bad presentation, Withrow?
I think you got to dress the part. I think that's kind of where that gets to. When I was in pharmaceuticals, absolutely, you show up at the office looking sharp, looking dapper. I was the first pharmaceutical rep that brought nice jeans to the field. The company made fun of me for nice jeans until I fully explained it, and then had the regional director come down here and see me rock a room in a nice coat, shirt, and nice jeans and good boots.
Do you have a belt buckle? Say that 10 times fast.
Yeah. But on the other side of that, my jeans were pressed and clean.
Yeah.
My boots were shined and scuff free. So Jen's right. The devil is in the details.
Mm-hmm.
You have to mix a little bit of, it comes back to that authentic you, but you have to mix that with dress the part. Now, if I showed up in blazer and jacket, blazer and nice shirt for a roof, people would kind of look at me like I'm a little bit crazy. But I definitely see the results with wearing the Doc's Roofing polos. Clients love it. It's definitely showing a little sign of respect, pop collar, clean shirt, but it's not a grungy old painter t-shirt either. So, yeah.
Hey, man, I kind of resent that because my shirts are clean, but I don't wear polos. You know what I'm saying? You don't got to wear a polo to be
you don't.
But here's the thing. If you don't wear a polo, at least have a good, clean set of jeans on. Make sure your boots don't look like you just walked through the mud, through their yard on the way in. Make sure you got a nice fresh lid on so it's clean. You don't smell like cigarettes. You don't smell like sweat. You don't have insulation all over you. So this is I like this topic because this kind of goes right into the next question is what advice do you have for a successful interview? Because we have a lot of people that watch this. We have business owners. We have, high level leaders in here. And we have some folks that really work for other people that might say, you know what, I'm not sure this ship is sailing the right direction, but maybe the grass is greener over here. So what advice do you have for a successful interview? That's a good icebreaker, right? If you're talking to a business owner that's been doing it for 20 years and you're looking to hire, let's say, your first employee, what do you think? I
think you need to be early. That's so important to me. If you show up right on time in an interview, it drives me insane. I'm like, I'm there 10 or 15 minutes early. And practice some interview questions. You can get on YouTube, you can get on Google, and there's just a list of practice questions and be prepared. Like there's nothing worse than being like, so tell me about your current job. And you have completely stumped them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, it sucks. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. Let's give you some answers. So just, be prepared. It's okay to take a moment to think about your question, but have some answers ready to go.
That's a great point you're making there because there's so much technology nowadays that can be a tool for you. If you show up unprepared, I promise you, anybody that's hired or fired anybody, you immediately put yourself a level lower right off the bat. Even if you're the best candidate, it doesn't matter. You have to look at an interview process as you're presenting yourself, again, like we were talking about, in your best form with the devil that's in the details, all that stuff. So I love the best part is to show up early because there's nothing that makes my blood boil more than late people. Ugh, just drives me bonkers.
I've heard this about you.
Yeah.
And it's not just a Marine Corps thing. It's just I think it's important to show. It's a sign of respect for me, really is what it is, right?
It is.
What's the most valuable thing we all have that we can never get back is our daggone time.
Right.
Right? So be freaking early. And early is 15 minutes at least. That's my point. So what do you think is a successful interview, Aaron? You guys have been hiring like crazy over at Doc's.
So I'll give you one for the business owner and one for the applicant. For the applicant, I'm just going to jump on Jennifer's a little bit and saying prep, being prepared, being confident, know your craft. All of that goes into the preparedness.
Yeah.
So if you're a nervous interviewer, you've got to find ways. Like, I know you're nervous. I'm nervous.
Yeah.
I'm about to take a big chance hiring you. So let those nerves, but you've got to work on all of that stuff. And being able to do that before you get to the actual interview is going to tell me the prepper. Even a bad interview, if I feel there's preparation behind it, that's a big deal. And I'm willing to give more shots than a fuck it, let's go live, and then just screws it up. So, and from the business owner, I'm going to say stick to your, like you've done with this broadcast tonight, your questions that you really want answered. But I'm going to say if you're really looking for the authentic interviewee and getting past that nervous shell, you really need to do your psychological clues, principles of persuasion, things like masking and mirroring. Great one. When somebody sits down, so you want a roof? You know, that's an aggressive posture versus, hey, how you doing? Have a seat. The sit back. Do they mask and mirror you? Are you matching their aggressive style? They come in ready to go. Fuck it, get in there. Grab a shovel, son. You know, but if they're sitting proper and prim, you can find a lot of just kind of sitting back and a little bit of a smile. It's nice to meet you. We really appreciate you taking an interest in our company. And then go into your interview.
I like where you're going with that because, you know, in the sales process, which isn't an interview, a sales process for both sides. You're selling your company. Right. And then I'm selling myself to Jennifer to say, I have the assets and the value for you to take a chance on me. So if you go in with the mindset of you're selling yourself, think about if you're selling anything else, how you prepare for that. You know your product, you're fluent in the dialogue that you can speak about it. Right. And you know what it can and can't do. Those are three simple things that if you can apply those even to your personal self, you're selling yourself. So look at it as something where you got to know yourself. You got to know what your product does, and you got to know what your product doesn't do. So if you're sitting in an interview and I ask you, hey, are you network certified and can you put in install networks and and you tell me yes, and then I send you to the field and you can't do it, I'm probably firing you the same day I hired you. So be honest with the people. It's okay to be candid and honest. If someone says, can you do this, and you can't do it, don't sugarcoat it because they're going to find out. And then, Lord have mercy, you'll be lucky to have a job. I promise you that, especially if you work for Black Level AV.
I absolutely, you especially practicing law too, that you want them to tell you what they know and what they don't know. And I have more respect for somebody who wants to learn.
Absolutely.
Than somebody who has lied to me and said they have all these skills that they don't have. Yeah. Yeah,
because it really comes out in the wash every single time. You know what I mean? And if you're sitting across the table from someone who came in prepared, they look the part, and they're being honest with you.
Right.
Look, I didn't hire my guy on talent. I hired my guy strictly off character. Right. And I told him from the get-go, you are a good fit with me. I feel a chemistry and a synergy here. Give me 12 months and let me make you the best AV technician I possibly can. And then I'll let you fly, little birdie, fly. If that means you want to, you know, go do this or go do that, now I will invest in you because you have invested in me. So sell yourself in the interview. That's all I can say. But be honest. Don't BS people because it comes out in the wash every time. Yeah. So if we're talking about investing in yourself, what's your opinion on investing from a business standpoint? This is, again, another question as we're breaking the ice in a new room of networking, right? What's your opinion on investing in general? Whether that's from your business or, you know, the profits from your business. How do you know, what do y'all think?
Are we talking financially investing or are we talking like?
Yeah, let's go financially investing. Yeah, because that's a broad question. So yeah.
Yeah. You want to invest. You want to protect your future. You want to expand your income, expand your base.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important that you put money back into the business. You put money aside for the future, for emergencies, have lots of different pots where your money's in. I think absolutely that's That's crucial. It's crucial to survival.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a big fan of different pots of money. Being able to, what's your safety net money? What's your future investment money? Look at, the bearded one. He's out there killing it right now in Florida, and growing the business. Very proud of Casey with what he's doing with Ashmore and Jennifer. Not like Casey doing well, but
I like to call
That's a whole other topic.
100%.
I like to call the savings the nest egg, and my wife hates when I call it that. I don't know why, but I don't know. It's called the nest egg to me. I've called it that my whole life, and she's like, "Oh my God, don't call it that." And I'm like, "Okay, nest egg." And there you go.
Probably traumatized her with something.
I'm learning this year. I'm in year 4. I'm learning. I've always invested in my business. Let me say that first off. The first 2 years, I didn't take a dime from my company. Literally, I didn't take $1 from it. It all went straight back into my business. Now I'm learning as year 4 progresses and business is good, and I have the investment to spend on an employee, and that helps me double me.
Yep.
Right? I get more work and more things get done or whatever. I'm learning to take and financially invest in my future, which is something I never thought of. I'll be 40 in July. It's something I never thought of until, the past couple of years, when I say, okay, how am I setting my family up? I'm working all these crazy hours building my business, but what am I really doing to invest in my family? So I've taken a different approach there because, we can spend all these hours working, make all these dollar bills, put all this cash in the bank, but if it's just sitting in the bank for you, what is it really doing? From what I've been told, jack squat, you know what I mean? So there's guys in our alliance that can help you. And if you need information on this, reach out to us, send us a direct message or whatever. But if you're at a point in your business right now where you have some disposable income that you want to buy land, or you want to get into the stock market, or, you want to buy a building because you're expanding so well, then reach out to us and let us put you in touch with some of those folks, because you can't just always put it into your business. You have to start thinking about the long term, the legacy, like we talk about all the time, that you're leaving. Little Matt with the broken arm there, is he going to have something when mom and dad are done and they want to go sit in Baja, California and retire out there? So think about what you're doing with your money, and not just within your business, but your personal life as well. So,
Like I'd ever be 5 states away from my kids. Are you joking me? Have you ever seen that movie Failure to Launch?
Yeah, I'm just wondering when the Funkle's going to get a little man day with the homies. That's all I'm asking. I keep getting the kank. Nope, not happening.
No. Today Michael told me, he said, "I'll never move out of this house without you, Mom." I said, I would love to see that.
Yeah, you say that. Wait till he's 15. So since we're talking about money, let's talk about raises. Okay, let's talk about, if you're standing in a room with a better business person than you, that's smarter and more successful. Let's ask the question: do you think raises are important, and why or why not?
Man, absolutely. And if you're sitting in a room with someone who's doing business better than you, you're in the right room. I love to learn from people who have been doing this longer than I have. It's amazing. Yeah, we like to get raises. So I try to think how my employees feel, which kind of goes back to what you were saying, Jeff, is that, how did you word it? That you're there to serve your team. You're there to.
Leaders work for their team.
Right. And so we really do try to stay on top of raises, and we stay on bonuses. We're working on evaluations. We're not always great about that, but constant feedback and making sure the team knows where they stand.
Yeah.
What's expected of them. That's another thing too. They can't jump the hoops if you don't know where the hoops are. So to make sure they know what's expected of them in order to receive raises and bonuses.
Yeah, I think it's I agree with you. I think the best thing that you said there for me was the expectations, because I think if expectations are set on both sides, right, then there's the accountability factor.
Yeah.
So now me as the business owner and the leader, I'm held accountable to make sure that I'm providing for you and your family monetarily, because you're providing for me and an asset and value. So, but here's the one thing I will tell you, and this is from direct hands-on with a team member that I always bring up. It's one of those guys that you never forget. Worst attitude, best skill set.
Oh.
Let me say that again. Worst attitude, best skill set. So the best technician I had with the most experience, I could damn near do it all.
Yeah.
But I had the worst attitude. So what happens? This is before I owned my own business and I was an employee. Boss man would throw money at him. Let's make him happy for 30 days. Let's make him happy for enough. I'm telling you right now, folks, if you're throwing money at a bad employee, you're wasting money and you're pissing your teammates off because they're seeing that that guy, like we said from the beginning of the podcast here, you're rewarding the bad apple, and that kills your whole company morale. It brings all kinds of sorts of things down. So, be cautious with that. That's what I would say. I hope you can take away from that. With you, Aaron, I don't know if you're in a position to give raises or whatever. So give me the employee point of view on this. Are raises important?
Raises are important. So, and I am very blessed to be part of that conversation with Doc. So when we start talking about, getting more money to the troops, it all comes down to this. Casey, Jen, or Jeff, Jen, do you believe that you get what you pay for?
Oh, without question.
Absolutely.
And did you receive value this year from your employee? Increased value.
Yes.
Then pay for it. It's that simple.
I love that. I mean, and that's exactly what I was looking for you from an employee standpoint, because
you can either pay in advance and receive the value, or you can recognize the value through monetary compensation. But basically, raises are for value. But the converse is, did you receive value? Did you maintain the status quo?
Yeah.
There's no raise for a status quo.
Well, I'll share something with you guys that I did with my employee for Q1 of this year. I brought him into my war room right here, and I set him down, and I opened up, not all of my books, but I opened up the parts that I want to share with him and said, look, man, I want to be dead honest with you right now. We're up X amount, and I want you to know that's a direct reflection of you being on the team and allowing me to be able to sell more and allowing me to be able to get more business in the pipeline. And I gave him a Q1 bonus. So raises aren't the only way that you can compensate your employees, because let's think about this, right? Let's just use the round number of $500. I'm going to give my employee $500 a quarter. That's $2,000 a year. And there's a way you can do it. That's cash or gift cards or whatever it may be. Or do you give that employee $1 a raise an hour? Right? So it's okay to ask them. I did it with them. I said, hey, bro, I appreciate you. You're a benefit to my business. You're adding value. You want me to kick you up on a $1 a raise an hour, or do you want, let's work out a quarterly bonus? The $1 a raise, it doesn't show much on a paycheck, right? Because Uncle Sam gets their cut, blah, blah, blah. So I'm always an advocate for a nice quarterly bonus. You know why? Because bam, that's an instant gratitude. That's instant tangible money in my hand or that person's hand. Now they can go and fix that vehicle they needed to, or that new washer and dryer that they've been waiting to save up for. Those little things.
I think you can incorporate both, and I think you should incorporate both.
Yeah.
Motivator, one's I give a shit.
Yeah.
I want you to make more because we are making more together. You're at a big. I love having people at different pay levels. One day you'll earn it. This person who's making 25% more than you has year over year met value or has given value to, therefore they've been paid appropriately. And having competitive bonuses is I think crucial, even in places that are all salary, because I think that really just encourages what's the standard and finding people that want to put that little effort in to make that bonus time.
Yeah, I think from a business standpoint and an employee standpoint, I think that the value add here is who's providing value. I've never been hey, you're going to get a raise because you hit a year mark. That's never been my style. Because to be honest with you, some employees are just, I want to come to work and do my 8 to 5 and I want to go home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So choose wisely where you spend your money, and always, praise in public and reprimand in private. Those are the big things right there. And when you sit down to give somebody more money, there needs to be more conversation than just, hey, here you go, here's a raise, get out of my office, go do work. It needs to be, a conversation that you have with each other. So, man, I think this is some pretty good stuff here, guys.
I think so too. I've enjoyed hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I know
Always enjoy hanging out with you, Jen.
Aaron has to get going on a phone call. And Jen,
Yeah.
always great to have you on. I think we need to do this more. And I'll just close with saying thank you again. And for those that have been watching, you're seeing the CASA information, the Lone Star CASA scroll on the bottom. We got the backpack drive next Wednesday for the RVBA that's coming up. We got a clay shoot, a car shoot. And I tell you what, they could really use any people that really want to help out. And anybody that knows us know we put a paycheck to our heart every time we help out CASA. And that's really what it's about. So
You guys have been amazing for CASA. Thank you so much.
we love you guys. So, all right. Y'all have a good night. Jen, Aaron, thanks for joining us. Y'all get ready for $10,000 Thursday tomorrow. Have a good evening.
Will too. Bye, guys.
All right.